What's up everyone, this is K Collections. If you're a fan of the game, I'm sure you're excited for the FGO Babylonia anime. Now, if you don't know what's going on because you only watch the good ones, or you're a casual Fate fans but never got into FGO because you're the smart 1% of humans who knows better than to walk into that hell, or you actually play the game but, you know, for some reason you skip the cutscenes, you damn fool, and now you're all wondering what the hell is going on. If so, this video is for you as I'll explain the general details of the story with as little spoilers as possible. First question I'm sure you'll ask is the forbidden question. Where do I start? Because let's be honest, this franchise has become a clusterfuck of a mess, said by this great man. Long story short, all the other Fate series are connected to FGO. Technically, most if not all the events in this franchise has occurred in a way within FGO, and it appears to be canon because of what happens way later on. But you don't have to watch any other Fate series to understand FGO. Sure, it'll help you understand some general information in the beginning, but you're smart. Honestly, you'll piece together the important stuff quite early on. Other than references to other series or seeing familiar faces, FGO can be enjoyed without watching other series. The problem of confusion is that the anime will be the 7th arc within FGO. Yes, they skipped 6 other storylines. It's like watching Naruto's Pain arc without watching anything prior. Like, who the hell is this guy? Why is he always so angry? Who's this Sasuke the main character keeps obsessing over? God damn, what the hell is going on? Thankfully, FGO's chapters aren't as complex. Each chapter has its own individual storyline, different bad guy, different good guy, different problems, but they are connected. Each chapter will reveal more about the overall main plot, and sometimes characters from previous chapters will appear again. You can still enjoy the storyline within the chapter, same for this anime, but the main plot will be somewhat confusing, which is why I'm making this video, to help those new to the franchise or somewhat familiar of Fate series. I'm not going to break down Singularities, that's a video in itself. So the story starts at Chaldea Security Organization, which is an organization that recruits talented people, mainly mages, with the sole purpose of protecting the world from being destroyed. Guess what? World gets destroyed. Good job, team! The protagonist, who is a part of this organization, gets his first servant, a human girl who is combined with a heroic spirit. Basically, servants and heroic spirits are manifestation of someone really important, like King Arthur, Hercules, Shakespeare, and so on. Basically, if you heard about the person in history class, they're most likely a heroic spirit. Huh, maybe I'll be a heroic spirit one day. Basically, servants are heroic spirits placed within classes, such as Saber class if they fight with a sword, Caster if they use magic, but honestly, servant class doesn't really matter because we have archers using swords, mages fighting as if they're lancers, just don't worry about it. Mash, who is Ritsuka's Pokemon, was, no spoilers, able to absorb the abilities of a famous dude, who shall not be named because no spoilers. Now for the plots. Long story short, bad guy will destroy the world by manufacturing powerful items known as Holy Grails. Honestly, there's a whole backstory to these grails. All you need to know is a powerful item that can grant wishes to an extent. Think Dragon Balls! He creates 7 grails and sends it back in time within different time periods of history. By doing so, it'll cause a major distortion in the past known as Singularities. As we know, the past affects the future, which you learned in Avengers Endgame is a lie. And if the distortion is big enough, I'm talking about a massive change in historic events, then we all die. Goddamn, bad guy's more ambitious than Thanos, I'll give him that. Everyone will die at the end of the year, so you don't have to worry about that New Year's resolution you keep abandoning. That's some good news, right? So it's a race against time. Chaldea Organization uses time travel known as Ray Shift to send the 2 teenagers back in time to save the world. Why do we always entrust important missions or world-saving missions to teenagers? Why? Maybe I'm just feeling freaking old. The goal is to go to these distortions in history to retrieve the Holy Grails and fix the Singularity before it's too late. Our protagonist and his Pikachu embarks on an epic journey to save the world, where they meet various historical figures, build long-lasting friendships, encounter powerful enemies, watch waifus kill waifus, build a harem, fix the distortion, and save the world. Okay, that's the general premise of FGO. Now, I'm going to talk about some key story elements I think you should know before watching Babylonia, so spoilers ahead. Now, if you want to avoid all types of spoilers, that's okay. You can end this video here. Go download FGO. It's a great game. It's very fun. Don't forget to use my promotional link down below to get 5 million Saint Chords, as well as your selection of 10 free 5-star servants. So, as said before, each Singularity has its own contained story arc, with some events contributing to the overall plot. During the events prior to Babylonia, the villain has been revealed to be Solomon, the King of Magic. He is also a Grand Servant. Basically, Grand Servants are a class of their own. They are stronger than normal heroic spirits. That's all you need to know. Honestly, I think you'll be overwhelmed if I talked about the Counterforce, Beasts, Grand Servant rituals, how Grand Servants work, etc. For the sake of simplicity, there are 7 Grand Servants, 1 for each class. Solomon, the big bad, is the Grand Caster. For comparison, he is stronger than Gilgamesh, who is known to be the strongest servant in Fate, said by Nasu himself. Solomon is stronger not because he's better than Gilgamesh, but because of his status as a Grand Servant. Think of it as a level cap. Gilgamesh is maxed at level 100, while Solomon can go up to 150. Another story element that I think is important would be the Holy Grails. Within a Singularity, there could be 2 Holy Grails, the one that was sent back by Solomon and the real Holy Grail during its time. This key element plays a very important role in Babylonia. Maybe they'll explain it in the show, but I don't know. Finally, a little backstory on Best Kohai. She has a short lifespan. Mash was a designer baby. Basically, her DNA was artificially modified, then she was experimented on in order to become a demi-servant. Chaldea wanted Mash to be a vessel for a heroic spirit, ultimately succeeding, but the spirit did not want to help the organization, so instead stayed within Mash to keep her alive for the time being, yet also giving her his abilities once the main story started. I won't name who the servant is since Camelot is receiving an anime adaptation, but I'm sure they may reveal who it is in Babylonia. Well, that's a general background of FGO that will help you understand Babylonia a bit more. I left out some information here and there, but I didn't want to overwhelm you. And let's be honest, either you already know the storyline, in which case explaining every detail is redundant, or like I said, you'll be overwhelmed. I would recommend you watching FGO First Order, which is the start of FGO, more specifically the prologue, then watch Babylonia Episode 0, since it will give you more information on other main characters like Dr. Roman and general background on MASH. Well, that's it everyone. Special thanks to all my patrons for supporting me. If you want to support my channel, check out my Patreon. So if you played FGO, which is your favorite Singularity? If you don't play FGO, then which was your first Fate anime series? Comment down below, I'd like to know. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more Fate content. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and join my Discord server. All links are in the description. Have an awesome day, everyone. Till next time.